Hello everyone, this is CoolPro195 and welcome to part 7 of Let's Play Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy. And yeah, that's right people, part 7 is finally here and we all know what time that is. This is time for the COCO Bandicoot playthrough that I've been waiting for such a long time to do now. And I'm so glad that I finally have time to actually do this COCO playthrough now. It's been on my case for a long time and, you know, my life has been so eventful to a point where I barely had any time, but yeah. And for the first time ever we're playing as COCO in this Let's Play. And as you saw, they actually gave COCO her own dynamic animation whenever it comes to entering Insanity Beach, which is actually quite interesting. It's good because then, you know, it adds even more of a difference. And it's really nice that they made COCO a playable character. And it just shows that it's not exactly the same as Crash, and, you know, it's not just visuals and everything, it's like hitboxes and stuff, so yeah, I will expect this to play, you know, differently in comparison to Crash. But you know, let's see how this goes. But yeah, this is basically a casual playthrough. Well, I noticed that I've slipped as COCO over here. I would never usually slip here as Crash, but you know. Okay, and there's fake Crash dancing right there, as we've unlocked him by completing this game 100% without the relics. Okay. Now I'm wondering if I could do like the same with, you know, that box trick with COCO as I can do with Crash, you know, where you have the Aku Aku mask and then you walk all the way across the Great Bridge. Okay, I can do it, it's just that I was on the fucking edge. And you know, and plus COCO's hitbox is different, and yeah, no holds barred. And the intrepid Crash. I forgot what these trophies are, that trophy was called, but you know, I'll look it up again. But yeah, another reason why I wanted to do this COCO playthrough is because of these trophies as well, considering I'm actually showcasing everything with COCO. Yeah. By the way people, this COCO Bandicoot playthrough will be split up into 3 parts. So for this part, I'm actually playing through the first island as COCO, and the second part I would just be playing through the second island as COCO. And then for the third part I'll be playing through the third and final island of COCO and Crash 1. Then we'll finally move on to playing Crash 2, which I'm actually quite excited about for this Let's Play. I know I have played the originals, and I have completed the AAA remasters already, like on offline profile. But you know, I'm still excited to play them for the Let's Play itself, instead of just for the sake of playing them, you know. Anyways, yeah, that's Insanity Beach done. Now for Jungle Rollers. But yeah, I'll kind of do like a 100% walkthrough, or playthrough, however you want to call it, with COCO. I mean, I know you won't be seeing me collecting gems or anything, but because, you know, I already did that with Crash. But just, you know, just playing as COCO, it really adds like a diversity to the gameplay, as well as just, it kind of gives it a little bit of a different feel to it, not just because of the character, but because COCO has her own animations as well. So it's kind of like that in a way. And also, as I've mentioned before, it does slightly play different because her hitboxes, wow, that is fuckery. Like, that was cheap as fuck to fall down that hole, but you know. See, this is why I did, you know, the time trials as Crash, because as COCO, it does play different. Some people have been saying that there is no difference and COCO is just a reskin of Crash Bandicoot, when it really isn't. Like, she really isn't a reskin of Crash, she's a completely different character model altogether. And, you know, and anyone would be, well, anyone with common sense really, they'd be wise enough to understand the difference. I mean, well, to be honest, even if you did have common sense, it is easy to look past, like, the obvious, like, few details, but the fact that it's a completely different model instead of just a reskin, you know, it says a lot. And the fact that it's playing differently, like, you would not call this a reskin. And yeah, and as you've seen, you know, I didn't even land, like, on that bouncy crate. Like, I didn't even land, you know, I didn't even land on that bouncy crate, like, when I was going up. But, you know, it is what it is. It just tells, like, the hitboxes, like, COCO's hitboxes are different. Well, her hitbox in comparison to Crash is different, so yeah, it's gonna play differently either way. I mean, if it was a reskin of the Crash Bandicoot model, oh, and I still managed to do that with COCO, that's great to know. But yeah, if COCO was to be just a reskin of Crash Bandicoot, they would have taken the Crash Bandicoot model and just, you know, kind of added, I don't know, they would have, like, painted over the original, just painted over COCO Bandicoot visuals over, you know, over the Crash Bandicoot model. Sort of like how in Rayman M, or Rayman Arena, however you want to call it. Sometimes can't fucking speak for shit, but you know, I'm just getting back into the commentary vibe. But yeah, commentary vibe is just there. And it fucks up sometimes. But anyways, as I was saying, like, as for the reskin, like, reskinning, like, a perfect example of a reskin would be, like, in Rayman M or Rayman Arena, depending on which region you have it at. Like, there's, like, Glowbox has a character model that has a Rayman skin, so it's Rayman's visuals painted on top of Glowbox. So that's what Crash would look like if this model right here was just, you know, a flat out reskin, but it isn't. It's a completely different model with its own animations, as you can clearly see. Otherwise, how can you see, like, such, you know, noticeable differences? In a way, it does sort of speak for itself. But, you know, in the original you could collect that. Oh, by the way, you guys have clocked that from the last part I did use the life glitch, so yeah, this is making COCO's adventure that much easier for me. Well, actually, to be honest, for me personally, as a professional to a Crash Bandicoot player, as like a professional Crash Bandicoot player, it actually doesn't make any difference. Oh, and I can still walk over the hole with invincibility as COCO. That's nice to know. It's just that landing spots and everything is different. Okay, that time it did not work. That time it fucked up completely. Like, seriously. Okay. Anyways, let's put a pin on that and move on. But anyways, as I was saying, like, as for landing, it is different with COCO as well, because you can't exactly get, you know, your jumps on point as much as you can with Crash, in comparison. Why? I'll tell you why, because, you see, COCO's model, like, in general, was actually rushed in comparison to Crash's model, and that's for the platforming levels. Because originally COCO was not made for the platforming levels. Back in the originals you could only play them as Crash, and she was originally not a playable character until Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. So you're gonna see that, well, then again, you have, as a matter of fact, you have already been seeing that, you know, some of these aspects do not match up with COCO in terms of platforming, but you know, it is what it is, and I am glad that they made COCO a playable character. It just adds more replay value. And yeah, I lost an Akaku mask, which is bullshit, but you know. And I can still do that trick of COCO, which is nice. Okay. Oh, and there's me thinking I was gonna bounce on top of that crate. Well, not a crate, I mean on top of these spinning logs over here, but you know. Oh, that's the second time I missed that shit. Whoa. That time I actually did recoil off of those spinning logs when they were up. Like when they were in like the upwards position. But you know. And yeah, as I was saying earlier, like the fact that COCO is, like the gameplay for COCO is different in terms of hitboxes and animation and everything. It's gonna be processed differently, and yeah, man, that does make it harder to jump over. And it was the reason why I am using Crash for time trials and not COCO. Whoa. Okay, and that is a perfect example. I couldn't even jump in time because of the fucking input lag. Wow, and I nearly just walked off that as well. And yeah, people, I know I could jump into that portal, but as I said, this is kind of like, I'm playing through the levels like in their entirety as COCO, but it's just a casual playthrough for COCO, to be honest. Because then, you know, it adds more diversity. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, before I kind of lost what I was gonna say, thanks to, like, you know, the bullshit that I've been facing with, you know, this character model. Okay, now that was much better than last time. But not only does, you know, COCO, not only does it kind of, oh for fuck's sake, well that was cheap as shit. Like seriously, like some of the shit you don't even see coming. Oh yeah, like sometimes I keep on thinking of the original when I go up to spin the logs. You know, because you can spin them up. You can actually spin the logs as you're going up in the original, whereas in this AAA remastered build, you're gonna have to do it a different way. But yeah, the speedrunning strats still work, it's just that some they don't. But yeah, as I was saying, not only does like, for fuck's sake, every time I try and talk about that fucking topic in particular, I fucking die. It's like this game does not want me to talk about the topic. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up, Cool Pro, or Pedro, or however the game wants to refer to me, or whatever. But yeah, the game's like, Pedro, shut the fuck up, we don't want you talking about the COCO Bandicoot model. And I'm like, bitch, please. This is my let's play. I talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. You either deal with that or suffer the fucking consequences. Well, okay, did you guys see that? I bounced on top of a crate. Yeah, I wasn't. Actually, you know what, COCO's bouncing animation activated early, and I didn't even touch the top of a bouncy crate that time. It's like the hitbox of a bouncy crate. I mean, the hitboxes between COCO Bandicoot and like the collision detection between the hitboxes of the COCO Bandicoot model and the bouncy crate, like, they activated early, and it's like the tips of the hitboxes just, you know, touched as soon as it happened. And why am I dying so much? I should not be dying at all, but you know. But to be honest, I have played with the Crash Bandicoot model like much more times than I have with the COCO Bandicoot model, so do not be surprised with how, like, some of you may find it shockingly crap that I'm playing, of how I'm playing with the COCO Bandicoot model, but you know, like I said, it does make the gameplay slightly different in terms of the hitboxes and animations and everything. But yeah, it's like as I was spinning, COCO bounced early. Like, she bounced off the crate early even though she didn't even touch the top of the crate. And wow, that was fucked up. Oh, come on, man, don't waste those 100 lives, man. All those well-earned lives, over 100, from a glitch. You cannot let them go to waste. Alright. Man, up next is uncharted territory with COCO. Man, shit. Come on. It's just sometimes it's also easier to get hit by those sons of bitch native cunts over there. Okay, and now she's missing that crate as well. What? Ah, man. Okay, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm dying way too often. It's like, the fucking physics with COCO Bandicoot were just, like, COCO's physics are just showing me up. Like, fuck. Oh, come on, you sons of cunts. I'm holding the X button as well to jump as high as I can. Yeah. It's just fucking me over, you know. Alright, come on. Let's get this moving. I keep checking that there's something behind there when I know there isn't. It's just another piece of platforming, another bit of ground to cover. I was gonna say cover for some reason. Okay, don't waste my fucking time. Yeah, the only downside about this life glitch is that I can't even earn, you know, oh, you actually can do that trick in the Insane Trilogy. I don't know, maybe it's been a long time since I did that. Or then again, you know, the amount of time I had away from, you know, playing games entirely in comparison, let alone doing the Let's Play. Like, it says a lot. Like, it just makes it understandable how I'd forget some stuff. Oh, come on, man, this is fucking ridiculous. I really don't need my time wasted by such piss takes. But, you know, it is what it is sometimes. Okay, too far to the foreground. And sometimes I fucking hate it when that happens. But you know, that's what we all get for playing a 3D game with 2D environments as well as 3D environments. Like, that's where the 2D environments, or that's where the mechanics in the 2D environments just take the fucking piss. But yeah, just more ground to cover. Yeah, I have clocked that I've been getting pity masks as well. So yeah, don't think I haven't. And whoa, that was really close. I nearly touched those spikes as well. Okay, I'm just gonna wait it out here because... What, are you fucking serious? Like, if I was Crash, I literally could have bounced on that shit. But COCO, she fucking fell right through that shit. Like, that is fucking bullshit right there. I mean, like it said, it just shows how the hitboxes are different. It's just that obviously barely anyone was able to tell the difference, you know, when Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy first came out. Which was like almost a year ago now. And even though it's been out for almost a year, I still love the visuals. Oh, come on, man. It's like this fucking shit doesn't want me to progress. Like, 101 lives? Come on, man. Quit showing me up. Like, fucking... like, set me up for failure, why don't ya? Yeah, Vicarious Vision, set us all up. Set us fucking Crash veterans up for failure, why don't ya? Sons of bitches. Oh, speak of the fucking devil. Fucking piss take alert. Okay, I'm just gonna take this slow because, you know, I play this because I am used to playing the game quite fast. Because, you know, that's how I usually get it done. But, you know, the COCO Bandicoot model just makes it different. But yeah, setting us up for failure is a real piss take on that fucking Vicarious Visions part. Okay. What? Fucking hell. At that point I didn't even know whether to go like forwards or backwards. It's like COCO's jump didn't react in time. And yeah, now I'm back down to 99 lives. Like, what a waste of perfectly good lives. Like, fuck COCO's model, man. I mean, it is fun playing as COCO, but it's just a piss take how crap she plays in compared to Crash. Oh yeah, and as you clocked, I have 2 pity masks now. How about that? Like, this really should not be happening, but, you know, it is... This is how they wanted it to be. Okay, I should have landed there, but I fucking didn't. Like, come on, it's been over 20 minutes now that I've been recording. And I'm still on this fucking part, which I should be past by now. Yes, I know there's nothing more to collect, but I just want to cover all the ground as COCO as well, for the sake of replayability and everything. You see, I landed on the fucking edge that time. I don't know, maybe COCO's hitboxes are off. Fuck! Man, that was intense. See, I did not know what was gonna happen there. Like, COCO's jump activated way late. It activated, like, proper late. When I was, like, pressing X. Like, roughly by a second or some shit. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this part. See, you don't need that bouncy crate like earlier on in the level just to get there, but yeah. Oh great, well I brought this on myself. Yeah, I'm just waiting because I just don't want to take any risks with this character model. Whoa, okay. Hesitancy is high with COCO. Whoa, okay. I lost an Aku mask even though I didn't even touch the fire. Like somehow the tip of the hitbox of the fire just somehow glitched even further to touch COCO's fucking hitbox for some reason. I don't know how the fuck that works. I thought I killed this son of a bitch already. Man. Okay. Jump, COCO? Yes. Fuck yes. Thank fuck for that. Finally, that's out of the way. Man, and this isn't even a hard level either. Just wait till I get to fucking Native Fortress and the Lost City and Sunset Vista and the High Road and Slippery Climb and all that crap. Wait till I get to those levels. Man, are they gonna fuck with me so bad? Especially as COCO. Without a fucking doubt. Oh, good to know I can still do that as COCO. Okay. And covered that with a great gate. Now it's COCO's turn to enter uncharted territory. It's about fucking time too. You know what would be funny? Like, if Uncharted 4 was released after Sane Trilogy and they were to, like, you know, instead of a PS1, put a PS4 and then they give... And then when you're playing, you know, the Crash Bandicoot 1 level 4 Easter egg, like Boulder's Easter egg, like the Crash Bandicoot 1 level 4 Boulder's like minigame within Uncharted as part of chapter 4 and also a later chapter in the game. Like if Uncharted 4 was released after Sane Trilogy, they could have used, instead of a PS1 they could have put a PS4 and they could have, and instead of the original Crash Bandicoot like build of this level, like they could have used the Sane Trilogy build of this level, and you choose to play as either Crash or COCO, and like see how different, like, you know, see like how different the reactions of fucking Nathan Drake and what's her name? I can't believe I forgot her name. Man. Elena, that's it. I can't believe I fucking forgot such a simple name like that. And like, well, I have played Uncharted like quite a lot, but it's been a long time since I've played Uncharted, so my memory is bound to be shady on the names sometimes. But yeah. But yeah, it would just be funny to see the reactions of how, you know, Nathan Drake and Elena would react. Like, how Nate and Elena would react to, like, playing as either Crash or COCO in Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy through that level. Okay, I spun that fucking piranha and I still lost an Aku mask. Like, what the fuck is that all about? I mean, I don't know, it's just a thought really. It'd be really interesting to see what their reactions would be like. I don't know, perhaps if they were to AAA remaster the Uncharted series, which, in all honesty, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Considering they already got, like, basic remaster ports for the original Uncharted series. The original Uncharted trilogy. As in, like, you know, the Nathan Drake collection. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of time, and I figured it would it won't even be on the next PlayStation. Like, if they were to do that, it'd be like in, like, future PlayStations ahead. Like, maybe like the PlayStation 6 or 7, if that will even be a thing. I don't know. Like, who knows what the future will hold. Sometimes that's a good thing about the future. It holds great mystery. And sometimes of such mystery, it can hold sometimes the most unexpected but also the most pleasant surprises, like Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy, for example. Man, I'm so glad that this exists. But yeah, anyways, I've been speaking a lot about Uncharted now simply because of level 4 boulders itself. Simply because of that level entirely. I've been talking a lot about Uncharted. I was trying to make it past there, but it turns out I can't. But you know, anyways, now we're on upstream. As you've been seeing for the past, I don't know, like 3 to 5 minutes or so. And I gotta say, this still looks fantastic, and you know, seeing this in 4K on my PS4 Pro looks fucking amazing. And what's even more interesting, oh wow, I said interesting, like, it's like, I just accidentally made another fucking Insane Trilogy pun, or like an Insanity pun. And I died cheaply there because of the COCO model as well. But yeah, I just accidentally made another pun based on the Crash Bandicoot universe. And let me see if COCO can spin this son of a bitch. She can. Okay, well, good to know not all piranhas fucking, you know, make me lose my Akaku mask whenever I spin them. That's great to know. But yeah. Okay. Well, I nearly fell off there as well. Man, I was right. Like, a lot of people were right. Everybody called it when they found out that COCO, well, almost everybody. Well, a lot of us called it. The way COCO plays differently to Crash. Yeah, I'm covering the bonus rounds as well for the sake of, you know, replayability as COCO herself, because, you know, it's nice to show, like, the best of both Crash and COCO. And, you know, it's kind of my way of doing the Let's Play as well. So I'm kind of like doing the Let's Play my own unique sense of adventure, as well as just commentary wise, like gameplay wise as well. I'm playing as both characters throughout, like, literally all the levels in the game except for the ones that COCO is unplayable at. Man, I'm loving these physics. Well, not the physics, I'm just loving, like, how smooth the animations are. You know. And you know what's even more interesting? Yeah, before I made that pun, like, what's even more interesting, I just accidentally made that pun again. Okay, I jumped a bit late, but you know what, it doesn't fucking matter because I beat the level. But yeah, what's even more interesting is that COCO... Now that's not what I was meant to say. Speaking of levels that I can't play as COCO, like, you cannot play boss fights as COCO in Crash 1 as they were specifically made for Crash. Well, it would be interesting if COCO was to be playable in the Crash 1 and 2 boss fights, but you know, the Crash 1 and 2 boss fights, she's not playable, so yeah. Just have to play with how it is, so the next level we're playing is Jungle Rollers. I mean, Rolling Stones. Why the fuck did I say Jungle Rollers and Rolling Stones is right there on the fucking screen? Man. The way commentary fucks you over sometimes. But yeah, it looks even more graphically rich now in comparison to the originals. Like, they took... Vicarious Visions did such a great job like making this AAA remastered trilogy. I mean, the visuals, especially in 4K, they look amazing. And what's even more interesting is that the 4K capture utility for the Elgato Game Capture 4K 60 Pro, which I'm actually currently using right now, has recently got a new update, and now like, I'm actually playing with it in 4K at 60 frames per second with no input lag whatsoever. Well, like, no input delay, and I'm looking at the preview as well. Actually, I'm not sure if it's still variant, but I hope it's not. I mean, I have OBS in the background just in case I don't trust the fact that this new update could still, you know, contain bugs within the software, but it is playing better now, to be honest. I know it's great because, you know, I can actually, not only can I look at 4K footage in real time, I can actually, you know, like have much more clarity on the image since I'm actually looking at an uncompressed signal while playing the game. Whereas if I was to look at, like, you know, the feed that my Elgato Game Capture HD60S is getting from my AvenView HDMI splitter, like the downscaled signal, it does look partially watered down. But you know, that's what downscaling does. And yeah, this is being recorded in 4K, but I reckon I'll keep the Let's Play at 1080p at 60 frames per second for the sake of consistency. And not only that, but it's also for the sake of convenience as well, because 4K videos take much longer to render, upload, and process. Considering this is a Let's Play, it's gonna take much longer to do all of those things. Considering what, there's also like more editing to do. Obviously I have to edit my commentary and everything, so it's gonna take time. It's clearly gonna take much more time to render, upload, and process. Like, entirely. And I cleared that much better than I thought. What do you know? For some reason COCO's facing backwards as I exited the level, but you know. Yeah, Hogwild is another level that we cannot enter. Well, this is the first proper level that you can't enter as COCO and you have to be Crash. But of course, the ones we can't do, other ones will unfortunately have to skip as COCO. But you know, it's how they wanted the game to be, and we can't change that. We're not the devs, so we just gotta be happy with what we got. So the next level, the next and final level for this part, which we'll be playing for this COCO playthrough for part 7, would be Native Fortress. So let's jump right in. Man, and I hope I do good in this level, you know, as COCO, because I've seen a lot of people do like crap in Native Fortress as COCO. Not just a comparison to Crash, but like, well, I've seen a lot of people play crap in Native Fortress in general, either as Crash or COCO, but to be honest, I've seen it like more commonly with COCO than with Crash. But you know, okay. Man, that slipped right there. But then again, we've got nothing more to blame than COCO's hitbox. Yeah, and COCO's landing animation, the way she like lands on her ass. You know, it's different than Crash landing on his face. Oh yeah, and speaking of which, like they both have different animations. Like Crash and COCO have different animations in comparison. Like when it comes to the abilities that, well, the new abilities that you get in Crash 2 and Crash 3. Which is actually even more interesting. So yeah, it adds a lot more visual diversity. But I've seen people in live streams have an even tougher time with COCO, and you know, since COCO's model in comparison to Crash's model was rushed, like it's no surprise that it plays worse. I mean, COCO's model was not made until like near the end of the game's production. Like near the end of the AAA remastered Trilogy production, COCO was just instantly made. Therefore, you know, her death animations won't be as dynamic as Crash. She'll just have, for most of the time, she'll just have the generic, you know, like most of the time she'll just have like the generic angel death animation. Whereas like Crash, she has like a wide variety of death animations. Because, you know, a lot of work has been put into Crash. Especially, like, the fact that, you know, he's a more common character to be played, to actually be played as within the platforming levels, so it does make sense that COCO was, you know, rushed at the end, since she was a bonus unlockable anyway. She wasn't canon to the original, like, platforming levels. Like in Crash 1, she wasn't even present in Crash 1. She wasn't even a character. Like COCO did not appear until Crash 2. But you know, it is still interesting how you get to play as COCO as an unlockable character. Not only does it make it different in terms of the visuals of your own character, it sort of adds more replay value. Wow, okay, that was a very cheap way to go. I fucked him up with my fucking... The fact that COCO was flashing, like, she accidentally killed him. Which, in all honesty, he fucking deserved. Okay, I was meant to spin on top of that shit, but she scraped right past the fucking fire banister or pedestal or trampoline. However the fuck you want to call it. And yeah, I'm going up here for the fun of it as well. Man, looking at this background in 4K just looks even more amazing. I'm not gonna lie, this looks so... Whoa, how the fuck did you miss that? Like, legit, how the fuck did you miss that shit? Like, I'm literally being cheated by the game's mechanics, without a fucking doubt. come on. Get up there. Well, yeah, no reasons for me to say that there, since she was on the platform that was taking her up there anyway, but you know, kind of like a reflex action going on. Okay, yeah, there you go, you landed on the crate that time. And we made it. And as I was saying, it looks so sick, the background in 4K. Like, you don't even understand how sick this is, man. Oh yeah, another one of COCO's idol animations. Like, she gets out her fucking cell phone and goes on social media. On like fucking Tumblr or some shit, wherever the fuck she's on. And you hear like her theme tune as a ringtone. But yeah, it's a nice little thing to showcase. Yeah, then she takes pictures and everything, which is hilarious. She gets out her phone until it fucking explodes. Man, COCO was always very... She's always taking her gadgetry everywhere. Speaking of fucking gadgetry, like... Speaking of taking a fucking gadgetry everywhere, you can blatantly see that in this AAA remaster. Whoa. That she carries her laptop everywhere she goes. Even in the platforming levels, and what's even more hilarious is that when she dies, like when she gets that fucking generic angel death animation, like when she's going up to heaven as an angel, she takes the laptop with her. The laptop goes with her, it doesn't fall right through her, it goes with her, which makes no fucking sense. I mean, yeah, it is good that, you know, it hits the whole cartoony base that they were going for with Crash Bandicoot, as that's how it was supposed to be. But, you know, at the same time, it just adds that bit of humour. Just adds that bit of humour of animation that you never get to see in, like, real life or, like, you know, actual, or just, you know, actual movies that are filmed with like actual people and shit like that and shot in real locations. But anyway, people, that's officially part 7 complete for my Let's Play of Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy for the PS4. And in part 8, we'll be doing the second island of the COCO playthrough. We'll be playing through the whole of the second island as COCO Bandicoot for the COCO playthrough. I really hope you enjoyed this part despite all the piss takes that I've been getting due to COCO's, you know, wildly unreasonable hitboxes and shit. It's still been fun. But anyways, people, that's officially part 7 over and done with. Feel free and be sure to subscribe, like, alright? I hope you all enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe, like, alright? However you want to put it. And drop a comment below to leave constructive feedback. And or share it around with your friends and family, whoever they may be. And see you lot in part 8 of Let's Play Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy, and perhaps another upcoming project that may be coming to this channel whenever it may happen. Laters everyone, peace out.